Hello and welcome to this very special programme. Now my guest today is someone who can only be described as a music legend. She's a 6-time Grammy Award-winning artist who's sold over 30 million albums, and she's had an impact on the Christian and secular music industries with songs such as Lead Me On, El Shaddai and Baby Baby. And if you haven't guessed who it is yet, it's none other than Amy Grant. So Amy, welcome to the programme.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm great.
Good.
I haven't been to this part of the world in a long time.
I know. I've heard it's been 15 years and I was wondering what we've done to keep you away for so long.
You know, I just quit traveling. I think my children were young, and boy, but I have been bitten by the travel bug.
Wow. And what has made you decide to return at this point in time?
I was invited by a promoter, Trevor King, to come and he said, let's try 3 shows. Of course, I'm going, I haven't been there in so long. I was just picturing what it would be like if an artist that I listened to a long time ago showed up in Nashville, you know, where I live. Would I go? Would I not? So I've already had a great time, and we haven't done one show. But I think we're planning on a return trip.
Oh, great. Well, we're really happy to have you back in the UK, definitely. Before we go into what you're doing at the moment, let's go back to your childhood. Now, you grew up in Nashville.
I did.
What was it like growing up in Music City, and what kind of impact did that have on your music?
Well, when I was a little girl, my father is a retired physician, so I didn't really feel a part of the music community. I would see tour buses going by, you know, and Nashville was mostly known for country music at the time, but now it's a mecca for all kinds of music. And really, the music community in Nashville, it's changed the face of the whole town because it's such a creative melting pot for all kinds of music. We have an amazing symphony, an incredible symphony center, and great blues and jazz, and great Christian music center. So I've lived there during a really exciting time.
And at what point did you realize or expect that you would then, you know, go on and become a musician, a singer, a writer? Did you always have that feeling, or did it just kind of happen?
Well, I loved music. I always did. And I started writing songs when I was a teenager, about 15. And I played, through a freakish set of circumstances, I got a record deal. But I never thought of myself as a recording artist, you know. But my first record came out when I was 17. I was a senior in high school. And then I went to 4 years of college. And my last year of college, all of my friends were getting real jobs, you know, and I would go sing every weekend across the country, churches, theaters. But in my mind, I kept thinking, you need to get a real job. And my senior year, I put out a record called Age to Age, and it had the song El Shaddai on it. And I guess I just realized it was okay for your job to just be something you loved doing.
And what was it like juggling your education? Because you were so young when you got signed and your career took off. What was it like juggling that with a full-blown career?
Well, I think I probably didn't have the same kind of social life, because many weekends, probably the majority of the weekends, I would get on an airplane on Friday afternoon and fly somewhere and sing Friday, Saturday, and probably Sunday morning and come back. But I would take friends from college with me because I would always get a companion flight. And so, you know, maybe I wasn't going to all the parties or gatherings that were happening, but I was meeting wonderful people and traveling. I mean, travel's the greatest education. But I had great friends at school. I went to 2 different universities, and honestly, I was kind of shy about the fact that I sang. And so I remember being on a flight one time, and it was from Portland, Oregon to Atlanta, Georgia, all the way across the United States. And I was sitting next to a young man about my age, and he said, now what's your name? And I said, Amy Grant. And he went, Amy Grant. And he kept, I'm just going, I don't want to say I sing, but he happened to go to the same school I went to, and I didn't realize that. And he said, I know I've heard your name. And he said, you're the girl giving all those awful haircuts. And it was true. My roommate and I would invite people over and give them free haircuts. And I didn't know how to cut hair. We were just trying to meet people. The haircuts were awful. But we had a lot of football players in there. We were just trying to flirt. I don't know. And the worse the haircut was, I'd go, turn the music up. She'd be playing records. But just the fact that I wasn't even in the same town as the college, but I was more famous for my bad haircuts than my music. So, I was just a regular student that was just slowly building a musical following.